Welcome to the first pillar and the first module in employee engagement and sustainability leadership. Here we are starting with a focus on your why. This lesson is about your personal why. I want to start with telling you about some people whom I have met and who I interviewed in my book, Materials and Sustainability. First, there's Alexis. She's someone who loves sailing. A few years ago, she was on a sailing expedition across the Atlantic Ocean. What she saw amazed and shocked her. As she said to me, in one of the most remote places on this planet, we were surrounded by plastic bottles. The photo on this slide is clearly not from Alexis's experience. She said at one point a plastic chair floated by. Then there's Paul Randall. He came at things through a slightly different path. At one point, his young daughter asked him, "Daddy, is your job good for the environment?" At the time, he was working on a campaign to do marketing for a car company. He realized, no, he couldn't say that his job was good for the environment. But what if he could change things? Alexis and Paul met each other when they both independently signed up for a course in sustainability management at Cambridge University. The result of this course was that they chose to develop something they call the Sustainable Marketing Compass. They wrote a book about it, and here's a photo of me with that book. I won't go into it in detail. I'll just say, if you're in marketing and you believe in making the world a better place, read this book. I'll shift gears now and talk to you about Marcia. She's the CEO of Case Medical. At some point in her career, she realized the damage that caustic chemistries were doing to sterilization products. And she thought, if these chemistries are damaging the metal trays in our industry, what are they doing to patients or medical providers? Marcia became a crusader for safer chemicals in the medical supply industry and developed some enzymatic cleaners that solve the problems that she saw. In developing your why and understanding your why, think about, why do you do the things you do? How has your career evolved? Why do you care about these things? What was it that got you to sign up for a course about sustainability leadership? I want to tell you, it's not always a straight path. People often ask me how I got involved in sustainability or in communicating about it. It was a winding road that started with my fascination about material science back in college, which was a few decades ago. My realization that I loved public speaking and getting up and explaining things to people. And I was also the engineer who would write. Putting all those things together in about 2017, I started becoming disenchanted with writing about the technology behind gadgets. My background is in semiconductor manufacturing. I wanted to do something more meaningful. That realization led to the publication of my first book, Material Value. In the process of researching and writing that book, I learned so much about the environmental and social impacts of all these fascinating materials that engineers had created. And the more I learned, the more I wanted to learn. So my path has evolved over quite a few years, and that could be the same for you. Now it's your turn. This is the first place where I invite you to open up that PDF or crack open that paper notebook and start writing about your why. Why are you interested in this? What kind of purpose do you want your work to have? For you, for the people you care about, for your community, and for the world. I hope you enjoy this exercise and get a lot out of it. I will see you in Module 2.